There's something I learned in my social science degree that I did too many years ago, which is, you might be familiar with it, it's called game theory. Game theory, and it's, I don't have a slide, so I'll just have to demonstrate in the air. Can you imagine a square like this, with divided into 4 quadrants? In this quadrant you have win-win. In this quadrant you have lose-lose. In this it's win-lose, and this lose-win. So win-win, lose-lose, and then the mixtures here. So what we're looking for, obviously, is win-win. That everybody benefits, everybody does okay. Unfortunately, the win-lose quadrants are the least stable, so everything tends to degenerate into the lowest common denominator, and guess what that is? It's lose-lose. So without any effort, there's this gravity that just pulls it all down and gets it stuck in lose-lose. The win-win quadrant, once you've taken flight, it can be quite stable, but you need to get yourself going. So it's about getting the wings on, getting the machinery, running off the cliff. But then once you're airborne in win-win, you just have to make relatively little adjustments, and then you can keep on flying. So I think this win-win is a situation of thriving rather than just surviving. There's another principle, something I teach. My specialism is spiritual intelligence. I used to be an ordained Buddhist, and one of my specialisms is how do we use these laws of energy, unseen energy, that's what metaphysics mean, to help us. And there's a metaphysical principle called the law of attraction. You might have heard it, it's become a bit more popular recently. Well, it's actually an ancient universal principle, but it's becoming better known. And what that principle is that the more you give attention to something, the more you look at something, the more you energize it, the more you think about it, the bigger that thing will become, the bigger part it will play in your life. It's also true to say that if we are giving attention to what we don't want, what we don't like, if we're fighting and protesting and agonizing and whinging and whatever, we end up getting so energetically involved in what we don't want that we create more of what we don't want. So I think there's a real need to focus, and this is something I was aware of as I was speaking to our community and engaging the community, to, okay, acknowledge what's difficult, what's limiting, and what we need to move away from, but put our energy and attention into what we want to create and stay positive and build that. This is the approach that the transition movement has taken. I don't know if you're aware, the transition movement is a response, a resilient response to the threat of climate change and the possibility of running out of oil resources. And instead of protesting and agonising, it's about, well, what can we do? What can we do on the ground? Shall we plant some trees and grow nuts? Can we make a wind turbine to provide our energy? And then the other thing is, yeah, winding up now, okay? Nearly there. Just say this. The human species is successful because it's sociable, intelligent, adaptable. Altruism is actually a very successful strategy. People like to give. And in this respect, I would say that Broadhempston is a happy, much happier place now. There's such a thing as gross national happiness as well as gross national product. It's actually a measure of the country of Bhutan, how well it does. And I think what I've noticed, or we've noticed and experienced in many projects, is that people are happier. Therefore, they're more productive. Our shop is thriving, it's selling more than it's ever done. We're actually looking at opening the post office hours now to full time because the trade has increased so much. So we had a party to celebrate Broadhempston Village Community Shop in December, and people were saying, I can't believe it, I've lived in this village for 18 years and I've never met these people, and now I know everybody, I feel so much closer. So let's continue to contribute to the gross national happiness of our country. Thank you.